Welcome guys, I'm going to show you how to solve some kind of rational inequality like, let's say f of x is greater than x over x minus 1. Alright, so let me just give you a brief lesson on what you have to do here. Again, I'm going to go slowly here. This is not rushing to the end. If you want that kind of video, this is, please note, not for you. Okay, so step 2. A thing that you should observe, not specifically about this example, but examples like it, is when you have a number line and when you have a rational expression like the one above there, then when the function passes through the x-axis, as it's doing right here at this point, you see right here it's greater than 0, and then right here the function is less than 0. So you can have a sign switch. Remember, this is talking about the y-coordinates. The y-coordinates go from positive 0 to less than 0. Also, at a vertical asymptote, you can have what? A sign switch, like this and like this. Here the function is greater than 0, and here the function is less than 0. Again, the y-coordinates, correct, are less than 0 or greater than 0. So the function is positive here and it's negative here. It's negative here and the function is positive here. This is a generalized kind of picture I've made here, not specific to this example. Yet it guides our thinking through this example. So for that reason, this is what you have to do. When you write down some kind of inequality, I'm going to make one up. X over x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. I just made this up. Just made up. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You have to observe the following, right? When you have x and then x minus 1. Setting x equal to 0, the numerator in general, whatever it is, whatever the expression is in there, this tells you the root. So that tells you where the function crosses the horizontal axis. Back in our model picture, it's this point right here. Now, this bottom, you take x minus 1, set it equal to 0, so x equals positive 1, like this. Okay? That's the vertical asymptote. And there's no cancellation of factors, so there's no hole or anything here. So at step 5, this is what you can do. You mark your number line, and then you put x equals 0 here, and then you put x equals 1, which is the location of the vertical asymptote. But now you have to be very careful. Look at your inequality symbol here. Where is it? Where did I make it up, right? You see it's got the equal to part, which means the following is true by this part of it, right? It means this, that x over x minus 1 can be equal to 0. This can happen. But the 0 that you see here, this is a y, correct? This is y equals 0. So x over x minus 1 can be equal to 0. Which means back in step 5, you have to have a solid dot right there. This is what I mean. Check it. So plug x equals 0 in to see what you get. Do you get y equals 0 as a result? So I'm going to have 0 for x and then 0 for x again minus 1. And I'm checking, does this equal to 0, correct? By the equal to part of the inequality, you have to check that. So I'm going to proceed file and say 0 over 0 minus 1, which is negative 1. You're asking, does this equal to 0? And is this 0 equal to 0? This is what? This is true. Like that, okay? All right, so I need to bracket this. It gets really confusing. There's a lot going on here. Now, after that, so that means x equals 0 works by the equal to part of the inequality. This has to be filled in. Then you choose some other value like x equals negative 1 on this side. Then you check the inequality. So you're going to plug in negative 1 over negative 1 minus 1, and you're going to check this inequality I made up greater than or equal to 0, like this, put a question mark above that. So it's going to be negative 1 over negative 2. Is this greater than or equal to 0? You're asking. Well, is 1 over 2 greater than or equal to 0? Well, this is true, but now you have to be very careful which part of it makes it true, right? It's the greater than part that makes it true. So this is, in other words, 1/2 greater than 0. So this is true, right, by greater than part. Got it? It's true by that part. Okay. So that means so far this is what we have. Let me highlight this, right? Like this part, look back on the step 5 of the number line. All of this is good. The part I've highlighted, it comes from negative infinity. I didn't write that in before. Back at step 5, I should put dot, 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 negative infinity, all the way to x equals 0. The negative 1 here, remember, this is a test value. This is just a test value. It doesn't mean that when you write the solution, you stop at negative 1. Okay, X equals 0 itself is also true. I need to separate this so you don't get confused. Okay, now we're going to check with x equals 1 to see what happens. I'm going to do, well, I can't use x equals 1, remember, because that's the vertical asymptote. So, unfortunately, you got to now maybe choose a half in the middle or something like this, okay? So, x equals 1/2. Plug it in, see what happens. You're going to have 1/2 divided by 1/2 minus 1. You're checking, is this greater than or equal to 0? Okay, so this is going to be 1/2, and then divided by 1/2 minus 1 is negative 1/2 greater than or equal to 0. Right, you're checking this. 1/2 divided by negative 1/2 is negative 1. Is negative 1 greater than or equal to 0? This is false. Right, so that means the following. If we're to write something in here, let me just get my other pens. So it's not too much color of the same kind because it gets... Oh my god, this thing has a different behavior every time I use it. It's frustrating. Okay, annoying. So this part here is bad. Okay? Look at the picture. Between 0 and 1, that part is bad. What about 1 itself? Okay. Let me get back to my pen here. Alright, there it goes. Now, 1 itself, again, this would be considered back in the picture. This is definitely bad, right? Because remember, that's the vertical asymptote. That's 1 over 1 minus 1. That's 1 over 0, which is bad, correct? So at 1, to be more clear, what you really want there, so this is a button. All right, so you're going to clear this out. Right, you put a hole there, like that at 1. It's a vertical asymptote. Okay, so that's this part. I was emphasizing that was bad. This was this part here. Okay, so now if you grab x equals 2 here, all right, you got to go through all of this. Check it out. Oh, sorry. So you're going to do the following now. 2 over 2 minus 1, and you're asking, is this greater than or equal to 0? So this is 2 over 1. Is this greater than or equal to 0, right? Greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0. So it's going to be 2 divided by 1. So it's 2 greater than or equal to 0, right? You're asking this question. Again, this is true. It's true by the greater than part of the greater than or equal to part, correct? So true, just to make this clear, true by greater than part, correct? So that means that this part here, let me highlight it, that begins here and goes towards positive infinity. All right, this is also good. This is also okay. Remember, I use positive 2 to test. That does not mean that the interval, when you write it down, begins with positive 2. You just use one test value. So the solution set is like this then. So solution set is like this. Negative infinity, comma, all the way through 0. You got to skip over the middle part. So U for union, and then resume at 1 and go to positive infinity. Except because remember, we said when x equals 0, this works. I explained it in detail. With the 0, you put a bracket like this. So you have parentheses, negative infinity, comma, 0, bracket, union, parentheses, 1, positive infinity, parentheses. So this is a way to think about these.